Welcome friends, and thanks for joining me here today. I've mentioned it in a few of my other videos, but in case you didn't know, I have been on a health journey in all of the year of 2024, and now I'm going to be continuing that journey through 2025 as well until I get to my goal. I am trying to improve my health and lose weight, and up to date I have lost 72 pounds. So I also pledged to quit fast fashion this year. And so in order to not be a hypocrite, I am going to have to learn to alter my clothes, or I will have to go thrifting for more clothes. And I really do not want to go and buy brand new clothes every time I lose 20 or 30 pounds. And so what I've done up until this point is I had clothes that were tight already, and I had clothes that I didn't get rid of when I had gained the weight. So I have had some clothes that I've been able to wear now, and that's how I've gotten to this point without buying new clothes. But now's the time. Like I'm getting to where I can't really wear my old clothes anymore. And I'm not complaining. It's a great problem to have, but it is a problem. So I have two pairs of jeans here that I really, really love, and there's nothing wrong with them other than the fact that they're too big. So I am going to attempt to alter them. Now, am I a person who does a lot of alterations on clothing? No, I'm not. But I'm going to give it a try, because what have I got to lose? So I am planning to take these jeans and try to transform them. So we'll start with the first pair. The first pair of jeans is these really cute, they're by Judy, what's it called? Judy Blue. They're by Judy Blue, and you can see they're not terribly big in the waist, but they are really big in the thighs. They are supposed to be a skinny fit, but this is anything but a skinny fit. And so they're also a little bit too long, and they're really kind of they're really big in the calf. And so I'm going to be taking care of that as well. And like I said, they're a little bit too long, so I think I'm going to be cutting them off and making them like a cropped jean. So that is my plan for these. Then for the second pair of jeans, they're also kind of distressed, and they have kind of a cute detail at the bottom. They're kind of a wide leg jean. So that's good, because I don't have to do any other alterations other than make them a little bit smaller from the knee up. So these jeans, even though both pairs of these jeans are a stretchy jean or a stretchy denim, these jeans are more loose in the waist than the other pair. This is a different brand. These are Torrid jeans. And so they, like I said, they're a little bit too big in the waist. Like I think I could take them up by about an inch. And so I'm also going to be doing some embellishments on this second pair of jeans. So as far as the embellishment goes, I have this torn silk in this color ivory. My sister went to Wisconsin recently because we have family that live there, and she brought this back to me for during the Christmas holidays. She purchased this somewhere. I don't know where she got it, but it is torn silk, and I am so excited to use this. I'm going to attempt to do some embellishments on these jeans with this. So stay tuned and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so these are the jeans that I want to alter. Now I also have a pair of jeans that fit me perfectly, and these are a skinny fit jean. And they actually fit kind of snug. But that's okay, because I'm going to continue to lose weight anyway. And so I kind of want to just compare them. So if you look at that, up here at the top, I have about an inch on that side and about a half an inch on this side. So, and because these are much stretchier than this is, I think it will be fine if I take off about an inch on each side. So I think I'm going to take about an inch off of each leg. So before I do that, I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to take some pins, and I'm going to measure out on each side. Well, I'm going to unfold them first. And I'm going to measure out on each side. It will be this back leg that I'm taking in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my quilting pins, and I'm going to pin together this extra fabric, and then I'm going to try them on and make sure that they fit okay and I don't make them too tight before I cut and re-sew them back together. Hello, helper. No. After that arduous task of pinning the leg, I found that I needed to take in even more fabric. So I proceeded to do it all over again. The second time around was much more successful. Now that I have a better idea of how much to take them in, I start cutting them all the way up the side seam, trying my best to keep my cutting as straight as possible. Next, I cut along the inside to take out that bulky seam. Now that I have the leg opened up, I'm going to take off a little bit here at the end and kind of make it, because they tried to taper it in because it was a skinny fit jean, but it's not going to be a skinny fit jean now, and it looks a little strange at the bottom. So I'm going to cut right about 2 inches off, and I'm just going to let them fray and ravel, and they can just be kind of a crop jean. So I'm going to cut that off first before I sew this back together. I'm going to start in the middle here, and I'm going to mark about 2 inches. And I'm going above this raveled edge. I'm not including that in my measurement. So it's going to be about right here. So I'm just going to keep measuring 2 inches across. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It's just that it's going to be ragged anyway. These jeans are very distressed, so I'm not terribly worried about precise measurements on these. Although I am measuring it pretty precisely here. I say that, but I am measuring it. Oh, well, you know. You can be precise as you want, or not at all if you want. Okay, and they do have kind of a curve here, so I'm following that. I'm following the manufacturer, how they did this. And I'm just going to cut across here. There we go. I'm going to trim it up a little bit because I do have kind of a little something there. Once it frays, you won't really notice. And this is the front side. Honestly, I'm just going to do a few little cuts like that, because that's what they had in the front. So I'm just going to do that, and maybe they'll ravel out eventually. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure in 1 inch. I'm going to be sewing wrong sides together, and then this edge here will just fray and become part of my distressed jean. I'm also going to start from the top down, because if something doesn't line up, I would rather it not line up at the bottom, then I can retrim it. Okay, I have them all pinned up on both sides now. Now, when I go up here, I'm not going to sew into this, okay? So when I start sewing, instead of, doing 1 inch over here, I'm going to follow this line right here. Right here. I'm going to follow that line all the way down until I get past this brad and kind of the pocket, and then I'm going to start tapering out this way, and then I'll be at my inch. I can sew right down through there. I have it marked, if you can see. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what I'm planning to do to avoid that. And then if they're still too big in the waist, I'll just get some elastic and make a casing and put some elastic up here to draw them in a little bit. That's my plan anyway. Now here is where I ran into a hurdle that I had to work through. These jeans were too bulky to fit under my machine's presser foot, and she was quick to give me an error message on the screen. But I was able to turn the jeans around and at least sew up the legs. Then I just hand stitched the rest of the jeans up with a back stitch. I had to stab stitch because the fabric was so thick. Next, I trimmed up the excess denim off of the edges, and I began to tackle the next pair, which I hand sewed entirely. followed the same process for these jeans, only I did not cut the bottom legs apart. I just tapered them down to the leg just above where the brads start. This pair was a bit trickier because I tapered them on both ends really, at the waist and at the bottom of the leg. Here comes my helper. He is back. Why do cats always want to lay on your work? Let's give him some attention.
You're laying on my stuffs.
While he takes a bath, I will continue to work. Okay, so here they are out of the wash, and I only washed them one time. They have frayed a little bit through here. This is not my favorite look. Like, I don't like that you can still see it right here. I was kind of hoping that it would, I don't know, fray a little more or kind of come apart and fray a little bit. So let me show you up close. Because it kind of lays flat like this, or it wants to curl up like that, which is fine, but I think I want something different. So I was looking at it and I thought, what would it look like if I ironed this open like that, and then top stitched this down, and then let these edges fray? I think I would like that better. I think I would like that look a little bit better, at least on this pair. So I might do that. I'm kind of undecided at the moment, but I think that would look a little bit better. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But let me show you the other pair. This pair, however, it frayed really well. And I have these seams sticking out here. These are like ones that were in the inside and I didn't cut them off, but I kind of like them there. I don't know. I may trim them off, but they frayed much, much better. So this was a much, much better fray than those jeans. I guess different denims just fray differently. So, I mean, I could do the same thing on those too if I wanted to. This would be very obvious since this is a darker denim and this is very light. So I'm still undecided about that. But for right now, I'm going to add some embellishments to the bottom of these jeans. They have these brads here, and I think I want to put some flowers, like some fabric flowers on here. I'm going to use this torn silk to make my fabric flowers. But can we just admire this hank for a minute? It's so beautiful. I love the color variations in it. And now I need to find a place to hang it. An open drawer will do nicely. My first idea was to use a basting stitch and gather it up, but because it was so wrinkled, I chose to just work with it as it was. To make the flowers, I used a ribbon package to trace a circle onto some leftover felt, and then I cut out 2 circles. Beginning in the middle of the circle, I tacked down the silk with a couple of stitches. Then proceeded to work in a circle, bunching and sometimes twisting the silk and tacking it down until I had covered the outside edge. I must tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed creating these flowers. Okay, I have finished my flowers and here's how they turned out. I think it's really cute. I'll show you the other one. They're similar, but a little bit different. They're also slightly different colors. Look at that. I think that's so fun. It doesn't bother me at all that they're a little bit, one's lighter than the other one. That's just the nature of this. It's probably hand dyed, I'm not sure, this torn silk. I wish I had more of a backstory on this, but I'm going to attach those and I'm going to use this leftover that I cut off of them also. I'm planning to. So I am going to keep the light with the light thread here, and you know, so that they match on each leg. So first I'm going to sew on my flower. I've never done this before, so I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I will definitely make more of those with different things. Now, am I worried that this might fray like considerably when it's washed? It is silk. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is going to do when it's washed, which is why I washed my jeans first to get that frayed look before I put these on. So I'm not 100% sure. This might be a pair of jeans that, you know, I just wear when I want to wear them, and then I try to keep them clean and just take them off and put them back in the closet, and only wear them like, you know, a little bit at a time, and not be a pair of jeans that, you know, I'm going to wear and work in the yard in or something like that. Okay, so I took my extra ribbon I had left over from when I made the flower, and I'm just gonna kind of meander it around through here, and then I'm pinning it as I go. I don't know how that's really gonna look or if I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna try to do like a loop-de-loop because it's really kind of twisted right here. Maybe kind of like that, like fold it over on itself. And I'm just going to continue to do that all through, or all around this leg. Okay, so now here I am at the end, and I think I'm just going to kind of end it off right here at the edge. I might even wrap it around. I don't know. I'm not going to cut it off yet, but I'm going to leave it like that. And I may wrap it around and then cut it off. That way I can kind of tack it down back here, maybe, and it won't get too like frayed on the edge. I don't know. Okay, we'll overlap those there, and I'm going to pin that down. Okay, and now I'm just going to keep going here. Let's see, what can I do? Just going to fold it over a bit. Okay, the jeans are done. I feel like this project took me a little bit longer than what I thought it was going to take me. So I'm going to give you my final thought on these jeans, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. First of all, I don't like this big like seam across here. I don't like how it looks like that. I like this part better. Especially on these jeans, I like this better. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of opening that seam outward and ironing it down, I think my solution is going to be is that I'm going to trim, before I wash them again, that is, I'm going to trim closer to my stitch line and then wash them again and let it fray closer, and then it won't look like such a big gap or such a big amount of fabric between my stitch line and the raveled edge. I think that will look better, and that will give me more of the look that I want. As far as the fit goes, they fit pretty well. I'll show you the first pair. Now here's the second pair. And I don't know if it shows up on camera very well, but they feel tighter. They're not tight, but they feel like they fit and like they're not gonna like fall down every time I bend over and stand back up again. So I am happy about that, and that was the main purpose for, you know, altering these jeans. But it's fun when they look nice too, you know, or they look how you want them to look. So on the second pair, kind of the same kind of thing with the sides, but I really am happy with these embellishments. I think that is so cute. I love how it turned out. I hope that this silk will hold up to, you know, a few washings. Like I said, I probably won't wear these all the time. I'm just gonna wear them, go out somewhere, come home, and take them off. But I do really like how they turned out. So, you know, just have fun with your clothes. If you don't like something about your clothes, then change it to where you do like it, because that can make your clothes last so much longer. And if you don't like the way that they fit, and maybe you're thinking about getting rid of those clothes anyway, just try something. You know, try adding some pin tucks in a shirt, or you know, do something. You know, it just helps to keep your clothes longer. It saves you money, and it keeps things out of the landfill for, you know, longer than what they need to be. Because oftentimes we donate things, we think it's going to someone else, but if it doesn't sell when it's donated, then, you know, they're just gonna trash it too. So I feel like even though there are some things in my wardrobe that are fabrics that I don't love, they're still, if they're in my closet, they're not in a dump somewhere. So I just try to think about it that way. So anywho, I hope this gives you some ideas, and I thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.